My name is Amitav Acharya. I'm professor of international relations at American University in Washington, D.C. He has threatened to impose sanctions, but not just on China, also on Canada, Mexico, also BRICS countries. So the thing is, the United States always has the economic leverage over other countries because of the size of its market, which is one of the largest in the world, but also because of the hold on US dollar as the more reserve currency in the world. So Trump is using that as leverage to threaten sanctions, intimidate other countries, but not just China, other countries too. He might carry out some of this, but depends on the backlash. But it could be also first a negotiating strategy. For China, it may be more of a serious thing, but for its allies, like traditional allies like Canada, like Mexico, it could be to get them to make some concessions, change some policies, especially immigration policies. And because of that, they may not come through. There may be a deal with Canada and Mexico. He might well increase the tariffs. But this is also going to damage the American consumers. It's going to make cost of products in U.S. consumer goods much higher. So it's not going to be without consequences for Americans. So one of the things that might deter him is if the markets react fairly, like the stock market goes down or inflation goes up because prices goes up. So there is some possibility of his policies backfiring, and then he won't push them too far. But if he decides, it's quite possible he will go all the way, and we will see a full-scale trade war. And that's not good for anybody. And that's not good for China, that's not good for the United States either. I think the trade war and the technology competition did not go away during Biden administration. In fact, the technology war actually increased during the Biden administration. Trump did not really start it. So those things will continue and maybe become more serious, but it depends on what Trump gets out of it. But there will be other issues. It's not just a trade war or technology competition. It's also security issues like North Korea, and also Taiwan issue, South China Sea issue. Those things are not just Biden's. It started with Trump, or even before. And those could become much more serious. It all depends on whether Trump wants to make a deal. So Trump is open to negotiation. It's, as somebody who likes to make deals, he's not very ideological. For Biden, ideology was much more important than Trump. But Trump, because he doesn't care about ideology, he might make some deals with Russia, China, that was impossible under Biden. The trade war is not solved. The technology war has become stronger, and there is also a competition on environmental governance, the competition on about misunderstanding about Ukraine war. So actually the mistrust is still very much there, and it has increased. So what might change is if Trump and Xi Jinping actually meet together, they should have a meeting very early on. That would be my recommendation, either in the United States or somewhere in the third country. And then a lot of things boils down to personal chemistry. And if they can develop an understanding, it can at least avoid the US-China relations becoming more tense. I don't think it will solve the problem. There are some structural problems between US and China, and that's not going to disappear anytime soon. Well, a lot of these ideas, global security initiative, global development initiative, or global civilization initiative. Some of them are not really new, and they're not Chinese ideas only. The idea of global development, global security, global civilization have been around for a long time. So whether they succeed or not depends on number of countries. China is an important actor, and Chinese resources will be good, but it also depends on other countries, including BRICS countries like India, Brazil, South Africa. They have to also buy it. China should introduce these things and push this in multilateral forums at the UN level, at say through Southeast Asia, ASEAN regional forum. Like the idea is really global civilization is an idea that's been around for 20, 30 years. But it's a Chinese initiative to promote it. It's a great thing, but then let other countries also buy in and put their resources and their ideas and create a common project. So that's a challenge, and I really think these ideas are important, especially when American leadership is declining, and especially in the next 4 years. But China also has to convince other countries, not just Western countries, but also global South countries, that these ideas are good, not only good for everybody, they are, but also everybody can play a role in promoting it. And now you don't have to come to Beijing or China to listen to about these ideas. They should do it on their own. It's a Chinese idea, but doesn't have to be only pushed by China. So that's the challenge, how to multilateralize these ideas. These are good ideas, we need them, but selling them is the challenge.